Hi everyone, welcome to Gemini Minds Consult, where we talk and dive into anything that has to do with study abroad. Whether you are dreaming of studying in a new country or looking for an affordable options for you, or probably you just want to know what it's like to live and learn in a new country or abroad, this is the right place for you. My name is Anthony, and I'm a travel consultant who is passionate about helping you actualize your study abroad dream into a reality. So, if you are new to this channel, kindly subscribe, hit the subscription button, and ensure that you don't miss our future videos by subscribing to our YouTube channel. So, guys, in today's video, I'm going to share with you guys 4 things you need to consider before you move abroad. More like 4 things you need to consider before you choose your perfect study destination. Things to put into consideration before you could say, this is where I want to study at, this is what I want to do, this is what I don't want to do. The first thing you need to consider is your budget. Okay, this is why you need to consider your budget, guys. It's very important. This is very, very important. You need to consider your budget because this is going to determine which country that you can afford to pay your tuition fee in. If you don't have the right budget, if you don't have the right amount of money, there are things that you cannot do. You are limited to so many things. Guys, anywhere in this world, money is money, money is power, finance is very, very necessary. You need money to do a whole lot of things. Okay, so if you don't have money, it becomes a problem. Okay, some things that sometimes we face a lot of this in our agency. People will reach out to us, and the next thing you hear is, "I want to go to Canada." What's your budget? My budget is I have $4,000. There are other places, other countries that you can move to with such amount of money. There are other things you can do where your limit, where you can actually things you can actually achieve with such low amount of money. Okay, so some if you want to go to a big country, ensure that you have money to go to that big country. If you don't have the money, be free, relax. Okay, go to other countries. It could be a stepping stone to your final destination. Always appreciate your early beginnings. Okay, you could start with a country that you can afford. You go to that country, you study, you have a good result to graduate, and go to the next country. Okay. Then, when it comes to this budget, one other thing you need to consider is the exchange rate. We have observed so far that students don't put this into consideration. They just feel like, how much is it? How much? Okay, this is it. They'll calculate as at today's rate, or maybe what their mind is telling them. But you need to be intentional. The moment you want to go abroad, the moment the thought gets into your mind that, okay, I have made the decision that I'm going abroad, the first thing you need to do is, what is the exchange rate? You need to start monitoring the exchange rate because you will now understand what volatility is. If your currency is volatile or not, then this is going to inform your decision on when to buy or pay for your tuition fee. Okay, you need to understand what the market is like. You need to understand this. It is basic. Once you want to go abroad, except your money you don't earn in a local currency, you earn maybe in the US or euros or something. So you don't need to put this into consideration. But if your local currency is not like stable or it's volatile, okay, you need to put it into consideration. Even though it's not volatile, you all know that rates changes over time. It can go up and it can go down, depending. So this will actually inform your decision to ensure that you are exactly at that your budget. Okay, you are exactly at your budget. You are not above the budget. It's going to disorganize you, destabilize you, make you depressed, make you run head skater. It's not going to be good for you. So the second thing you need to consider is the reputation of the university that you want to study in. Yes, budget is important, but reputation too is also important because this is the reason you need to check the reputation. This is where you're going to spend 2 years, 3 years, 4 years of your life. Okay, you need to understand what the system is like in the university, what the management is like, what it feels like to study in that university, the facilities they have. Okay, their teaching method, that's their teaching methodology. How do they teach? Do they teach you? What is the recognition of certificate? Is it recognized? Can you use it outside the country you study? You understand? Is it recognized? Is my course accredited? Because I want to study in this university, is it accredited? Not because it's cheap, but you need to ensure that it's accredited. Because if you study a course that is not accredited in the university, you are just more like wasting your time because you don't even know when the course is going to be accredited for you to graduate properly. Okay, so these are the things you need to check. The third one is your living expenses. Guys, it is not funny. Your living expenses, you need to actually put it into consideration. You can't just feel like, yeah, once I get to out, yeah, I am only. We have this mindset that once I get abroad, I'm going to work and study. Okay, you're going to work and study, all right? But before you work and study, don't forget you need to eat, you need to pay your rent, you need to pay utility. The worst that can happen to you if you arrive during winter, your utility is going to skyrocket. So you're gonna need enough money, more money in order to service these debts, these obligations that you need to service. So you need money. Okay, you need to put it into consideration even while you are working. All right, you also need to consider what the tax is like, how much percentage goes to the government for the work that you are doing. If you go to a country that the tax is so high, you see that you're just wasting your life and energy. So you consider what the tax is, you consider what the minimum wage is, you consider a whole lot, and you consider the rent. You know how much a bottle of coke cost, what's how much bread cost, how much is tomato, how much is potato, how much is all this. You'll need to put it in the perfect concentration. Okay, your transportation is there. You need to pay for transportation. You need to pay your rent. You need to pay for clothing. You need to feed yourself. So the cost of living, you need to put it into consideration. Ensure that you have enough money that could be enough for you for at least 1 year. For at least what? 1 good year. Okay, because you don't even know when you're going to get a job. Some people get jobs in 3 months. Okay, some get in 4 months. Some can get in a month of arriving into a new country. Some can get in 6 months, 7 months. Some can get even after a year of staying in that country. So what am I trying to say? You need to stay prepared so that you're not going to be frustrated in your new country. It's very, very important to consider this. Some of you doesn't know that in abroad you don't pay rent in arrears. You pay upfront. Okay, you pay upfront. You don't pay in arrears. What does that mean? In some for maybe for some of us from where we come from, this is August, right? You pay August rent at the beginning of August. You don't pay at the end of August or the first week of the next month. So for August now, you are already meant to pay your rent, whether you are working or not. Or they'll throw you out. You can stay in the street. Oh, thank God it's summer now. So imagine during the cold weather, you can't pay your rent, utilities, up and down. So you need to put this into perfect concentration because if you don't, you might be setting yourself up for failure. Okay. The fourth, but not the least, the final one is you need what they call it, the cultural fit. Okay. You need to be open to learning new things, new culture, integrate yourself into the system. Ability to integrate, to learn, and be able to adapt into their new system. But for most of us, we had a culture shock. Everybody has a culture shock. To some, they'll be like, the way they spit on the floor, they don't care, just spit anywhere, even on tiles, they just spit. Some is the rate of smoke, everybody's smoking, it's life. To some, it could even be the weather. The weather is a shock for some of us coming from Africa. Imagine when you are for the very first time, you are under like minus 20, 30, 20, 25 to 30, 32 degrees, depending on how cold your region is. You need to prepare for all this. Okay, if you don't prepare for it, you're gonna be strong and you're gonna, you're not really going to be able to, cope. Okay, and one more thing, guys. Language is a barrier. I'm going to tell you guys for sure. Language is a serious barrier. Okay. If you are, you know that you're going to a country that doesn't speak the English language, okay, you need to put that into consideration that you are going to learn the country's language, your new country's language, because that is the only way you are going to integrate into the system. Without the language, you're going to float. You can't network. Do you understand? You can't network. Even the job that you feel like once you get to the country that I'm going to get a job, I'm going to do this. You might not see the job. You might not even see a good one at that. You might not even see at all. Or even if you see, you won't see a good one. Okay, because some jobs need you to have like some basic level of the language to be able to understand and communicate with maybe your colleagues. If they can give you instruction, you can take it. So my advice most times is when you decide to move to a country and it's not an English speaking country for some English speakers here, okay, start learning the language. Yeah. Start learning. Language opens doors. Closed doors are always open when you somehow speak the language. Okay? You speak the language, you can be able to communicate, say your name, or where you are going to. Because, see, some of us will like, my course is in English. Okay, I can survive with English. And they're like, okay, yeah, good, you can survive. But you're limiting yourself. This is what's going to happen. Let me explain it to you. Okay, the people that understands English, or maybe people in your hostel, or maybe people in your building, maybe you're probably where you're staying, might not be staying alone, or maybe you're staying alone. So you stay in your comfort zone. And the next thing that happens is from there you go to school. When you go to school, you meet your lecturer, you meet your classmates. Okay, when you meet your classmate or classmate, say you interact with them, they speak English. Maybe the English might not be good, but they still speak English. Okay, now you interact with them, and after that, you go back home. Boredom. Exactly. You become bored because you can't communicate. Maybe the people around you are speaking a different language from what you know. So you can't communicate. You become bored. So you are limiting yourself. The one of the reasons why you decide to leave your country is also to network. So if language is limiting you from networking, getting to meet people to meet you, that means you're already closing that door. So, guys, I'd like to hear from you guys. If you are considering studying abroad, where do you like to go to? If you have any question or any concern, you can always write on the comment section. I'll always be available to respond to your message. So, if you find this video helpful, give it a thumbs up. And don't forget to share with your friends, like, share with your friends, subscribe. Okay, guys, subscribe so that you can always get more insight about things you should consider, countries you should visit, the admission process, and all that. We are going to share it all on this channel. Okay, hit the notification bell so that you wouldn't miss any of these insights or information that you need to plan your abroad trip. Okay, thank you guys for watching. See you in the next video.